Hey guys, welcome back to That Laura Louise. It's been a little while since I've been doing regular uploads on this channel, but I am hoping to be back into the swing of it now. So if you saw last week's video, which was my extremely long vlog, then you will know that I have just recently been to Summer in the City. Now, Summer in the City is the biggest YouTube event in the UK, I do believe, and it is an amazing weekend. I'm not gonna lie, Summer in the City is the highlight of my year. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Everybody who works on it works so hard to put on a good event, and it always comes together in the end, no matter how stressful it might be. Everything seems to work out in the end, and it's a great time. And, you know, there's ups and downs, but all in all, it is a wonderful, wonderful event, and it is the highlight of my year. However, that being said, I do have a couple of thoughts coming away from the event just about it as a whole. It's not really anything that can be improved on, it's just something I feel like we need to discuss, and it's just my opinions that I just kind of want to spew out on camera. So yeah, just once again, disclaimer, I am not slating Summer in the City or, you know, the people who work super hard to create Summer in the City. Like, it's not slating it in the slightest. It is an amazing event. They work so hard on it, and every year it pulls through, and it is amazing, and I really, really do have an amazing, amazing time there. Now that disclaimer is completely out of the way, and we have clarified that I love Summer in the City, let us move on with my thoughts. So I only have a couple of thoughts. The first one is that even with the introduction of Creator and Industry Day, Summer in the City, including Creator and Industry Day, is still very, very hard for smaller creators. I'm going to focus on Creator Day specifically because that's kind of supposed to be the one day that is for the smaller creators. Obviously Saturday and Sunday are for smaller creators as well, but those are more the days where it's now evolved into fans meeting their, you know, idols. I don't like saying that, but you know, fans meeting the people that they watch online and getting a picture and telling them how much they love them, which there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that in the slightest. But yeah, I'm going to focus on Creator Day. So it is supposed to be a day for creators to come and just chill and network with each other and meet each other on a more professional level and be able to just kind of have a chat, that kind of thing. And on some level it is, but on another level it isn't. The bigger YouTubers are still closed off in the green room. They're still, you know, away. Well, they're not closed off, they can come out, but they still have access to this green room, which separates them from everybody else. Which means that smaller creators, myself included, still feel kind of cut off from everybody, and it feels like, how can we be involved in Creator Day if we can't be involved with every aspect of Creator Day? We're all creators. This goes even more for some friends of mine who have like 10,000, 11,000, 13,000, you know, 30,000 subscribers. They're still not granted access to this green room. I mean, I'm only on like 100 and something, and it bugs me, because I don't view these people as, you know, big, like, people to worship or anything. They're just people. I want to meet them and chat on a professional level, at the least, you know? So I can't even imagine what it feels like for people with, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 who are still considered small, and yet are friends with these bigger ones but can't access the places that they can. It's still very much, there is a divide there between the big creators and then the small creators. I think one of the issues as to why this is an issue is because even though it is Creator and Industry Day, technically anybody can go. You don't have to be a creator to go to this day. You just have to buy the ticket and you can go, which means you do still get people going who are just fans, who just want a bit of a quieter day, and yeah, so there's still fans who go. And again, there's nothing wrong with being a fan. There is honestly nothing wrong with being a fan of these people. I was the same at my first Summer in the City. My first Summer in the City was 2013, and I went to that Summer in the City wanting to meet as many people as I could and get pictures and tell them how much I love them. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that brings you joy, do it. Like, it makes me so happy sometimes to see fangirls like meeting these people and loving it, and it makes me really, really happy because it reminds me of me being like that, and it's really good. So if that's you, keep doing it. Not telling you to stop, but it does make it very difficult to decipher who is that fan and who is the creator. And when you're meeting bigger YouTubers, they, you know, instantly see you as a fan, which is not the fault of them either, because when they're meeting loads of people, they're kind of in meeting fan mode, so if you try and approach them on a professional level, it just doesn't quite match up or anything. Yeah, my point there is that anybody can go to Creator Day, so you still get fans going. There was still people, you know, queuing up to take selfies with YouTubers, and, you know, again, fine, but it just means it's really hard to have a conversation that isn't a fanny conversation, and it still means that, you know, that these YouTubers have to go to the green room because they may still get bombarded. Even on Creator Day, they might still get bombarded. So, yeah, it's still just very much like a divide. But then you come to the issue of defining what a creator is. This is a big issue because at the moment anybody can go to Creator Day, and really that should be the way that it is. You should be able to go if you are a creator, but then obviously you just have to buy the tickets, so fans get to go as well, but then you'd have to decide what a creator is if you wanted only creators to go. And it's very, very difficult to decipher, because if they did it on subscriber numbers, there's no way I'd be allowed in. No way would I be allowed in at all. Not in the slightest. This just wouldn't happen, you know. And where do you put the cutoff point? Do you put it at 1,000? Like, what if somebody has, like, 400 and then they suddenly grow and get 1,000, but by the time they've got 1,000, tickets are sold out, and then they'll miss out. And but you know, what about the people who have got underneath? Like me, I have, you know, a very, very small subscriber count. I'm only on 100 and something, but I still see myself as a creator. I make videos, I put videos out there, I put work into these videos, and I don't see myself as a fan anymore. Like, I want to approach these people, so, you know, you can't really do it by subscriber count because it's just not how it works. And we shouldn't be focused on subscriber count as a community. Everybody's always talking about how we shouldn't be focused on that, so I think putting in a subscriber count cutoff on Creator Day would just completely defeat that point that everybody's trying to make. And then you could also say that it has to do with the number of uploads, but anybody could make a YouTube account and post videos, really. Like, anybody could do it and just post loads and loads of videos. And then that's not really fair to the people who do grow quickly. Say, you know, they put 5 videos out and yet they somehow, they manage to get like 5,000 subscribers from these 5 videos. It's rare, but it happens. I mean, using an example from a few years ago, Jack Scab didn't have many videos out when they grew because their videos were good. Their videos were really, really good when they started putting them out. So they gained lots of subscribers, helps that they're very attractive, but they gained loads of subscribers. But if you put a cap on the video amount, like the amount of uploads, some of the people wouldn't be allowed in who are definitely creators because they have a lot of people watching them. It's very, very difficult to define what a creator is, and it is very, very difficult to put that cut-off point in there. So I don't really think it's an issue that we are gonna reach a conclusion on, because I understand that the bigger YouTubers need the space to, like, just be, because otherwise they will be bombarded. Even on Creator Day, you know, there'll be queues of people wanting to meet them. It's just how it goes. So I understand that they need, like, the green room to just kind of chill and get away from it all, but it does make smaller creators feel very cut off from everything, and it's a really, really, really difficult issue because you just don't know. You don't know who these people are. You don't know if they're a creator or a fan, and it's really difficult to know. Another thing that I've heard somebody say is that if you want to go to Creator Day, you have to, like, submit your YouTube URL, and then they go through it and then they decide whether you're a creator or not. But that's just, for starters, can you imagine how much extra work they would have to do to sift through all of these YouTube channels to decide whether that person is a creator or not, and also, like, who are they technically to decide whether or not you yourself are a creator? And again, what would they judge it on? It's just, it's such a complex issue that I don't think we're ever really gonna reach a conclusion on, because bigger YouTubers need their space, but then smaller YouTubers feel cut off from them and feel like they can't approach them without them thinking that they're a fan, and it is just a very, very difficult situation, one that we all just kind of have to deal with. In reality, you just kind of have to hope that you make friends who are friends with friends who are friends with bigger YouTubers, if you ever want to meet them on a friendly or professional level and not a fan level. It is a very, very, very complex issue, this one. This kind of brings me on to my second point, which is the ticketed meet and greets. Now, I have a lot of friends who don't get the ticketed meet and greets because they find it very strange queuing up for these people, and they would rather meet them, you know, through friends of friends, because they can do that. You know, I have a friend who does have a friend who is a bigger YouTuber, and, you know, they don't ask, like, oh, can you introduce me to so-and-so, because that makes it sound like you're only friends with them because you want to meet other people. Not the case. But, you know, you can just kind of hope that, you know, you just be in the circle and eventually you'll be drafted into this circle. That's really fine for, you know, people who have 10,000 plus subscribers, let's say. But for people like me, who have 126, or, you know, my friends who I made at Somewhere in the City, Aaron and Sadie and whatnot, we have very, very, very small subscriber counts. Very small subscriber counts. There is no way that we are going to be in a circle that is then friends with big YouTubers. Like, we make friends with each other. The smaller 100 to, you know, 500 subscriber people make friends with each other, and we're kind of a community in itself, which means we're not really going to be able to see them. So when it comes to the ticketed meet and greets, every year that they've done them, I have still got them. So this is the issue. I don't want to put these bigger creators on a pedestal, and I want to approach them as a peer and on a professional level, not as a fan. However, people like me have no choice, really, but to get these ticketed meet and greets. If I ever want to stand a chance of being able to talk to some of these bigger creators, I have to get the ticketed meet and greets. There's no other way I'm going to be able to meet them, apart from, again, standing in a queue a mile long in, you know, the expo hall. It's just not going to happen any other way. Like I said, medium-sized creators, I don't really like that term, but let's use it anyway. Medium-sized creators may have friends in a circle who are then friends with other people, and you can all slowly integrate and kind of know each other. But really, really, really small creators don't really have that option, because even if we have friends who are bigger, because we're so small, if we then ask to be introduced or anything, it seems like we're only friends with that person to meet people, and generally they don't, like, you know, integrate us anyway because we're so small. And again, that's not their fault. That's not their fault in the slightest. It's just how it works on this platform. So yeah, people like me and Aaron and Sadie don't really have much choice but to get these ticketed meet and greets if we want to meet the bigger YouTubers. However, this leads to the issue of we are then treated like fans. This, once again, is not the fault of the YouTubers, nor is it the fault of the event whatsoever. It is just because, you know, most people in these ticketed meet and greets are fans. So the YouTubers are in meeting fan mode, and so when you approach them, they think you're a fan. They have a conversation with you like, oh, how are you today? You're enjoying SitC? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, do you want to take a photo? Done. And that's not what I want when I approach creators, but it's very, very difficult to figure out what to say. You can't walk up to someone and be like, hi, I'm not a fan of you. That's not how that works, because then they get instantly offended. Because, like, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fangirl. Oh, I hate that term as well now, but I hope that makes sense. Oh, it's so difficult. It's so difficult talking about this. It really, really is. I hate it so much. Basically, everybody that I had in the ticketed meet and greets try to be really chill with, and, you know, it kind of worked. Lex and Sana were really chill, and Melanie Murphy, Kaya and Riyadh were really chill. The only people that I kind of, like, fangirled over a little bit were Rose and Rosie. They're, like, the one exception in my life, and that's just because I admire them so much. I'm not going to get into that. It's still not that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, I'm such a big fan. It's just like you have done so much for me. Oh my gosh, I can't put it into words. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is what I was discussing with Aaron while I was there. We were basically talking about the ticketed meet and greets and how that's the only way that we're really gonna meet bigger YouTubers, like, properly. But it's so sped up and it's so fan-creator divide interaction, and so we basically decided that from now on, I don't think we're gonna bother getting the ticketed meet and greets, because if you really do want to meet them, you can meet them somewhere else. You can try and meet them somewhere else. You can bump into them. You could see them at their merch tables. Sometimes it still involves queuing, which is annoying because I don't really want to queue up to meet these people anymore. It felt really strange doing it this year. I think it's because I finally started really making videos. So this year it felt so strange to queue up for these people. And honestly, when you're not in the mindset of I want to queue up to meet them to get a selfie, it just seems like a lot of effort for not a lot of payoff. Like, if I was able to get this ticket to queue up to then have a full-on conversation, you know, fine. But that's not how it is. They have to meet loads and loads of people, they're in meeting fan mode, so it's very, hi, how are you, la-di-da-di-da, quick chat, have a photo. So when you're not in the mindset that that's what you want, like when that is not what you want, it is a lot of effort and a lot of queuing up for no payoff, when instead I could be out in the main expo hall, enjoying the event, meeting people, connecting with other smaller YouTubers, helping to grow your audience, etc, etc, etc. Both of these things are just really complex issues, and I hope that that turned into something coherent and it wasn't all just babble. I had notes in front of me and I was trying to stick to them, but everything just leads into one another and it's really, really difficult to just kind of keep it pieced all together. And basically, to sum up, I think Summer in the City is an amazing event and it is great. It makes my summer and it makes me so, so happy. However, I think there is still not only a creator-viewer divide, but a big creator, small creator divide, and I don't know if that can ever really be fixed, because there is just no way of knowing who is a genuine creator who wants to approach these people on a professional level and not, you know, hound them for selfies, and who is a fan and wants to meet them for a selfie. Key, both of those things are okay. Both of those things are okay. If you are a fan person who wants a selfie, that is fine. Lots of people slate you. Don't listen to them. Do that if you want to do that. But for the people who don't want to do that, it's very, very annoying when you're perceived as wanting to do that. So, yeah, this got a bit more heated than I expected it to. It's just very, very difficult to get every single one of your feelings out. So, yeah. I think really that's all I have to say on the matter, otherwise I'm just going to be repeating myself over and over and over and over again. But I do think it's an issue that needs to be continuously talked about, and maybe one day we will reach a solution. I don't know. We're never going to know unless we keep talking about it. I don't think right now there is a solution, but maybe in the future there will be, so we need to keep talking about it. Smaller creators need to keep using their voice as to how they feel, and yeah, so I hope this made sense somehow. If you have any thoughts of your own on any of the points that I've touched on, or anything that I haven't touched on, just Summer in the City in general, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. We can have a friendly discussion. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I do singing videos every Monday, and then beauty, fashion, lifestyle, vloggy, whatever videos on a Wednesday. So yeah, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see more of that, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye!